I'm Zach Hollis and I studied physics with medical physics. I was interested in medical physics quite early on, and so I knew you had very good links with MRI, given that it's known for the invention of MRI here at Peter Mansfield. So that was quite a big one for me. I also just enjoyed the visit when I came here for the open day. The city, the campus itself were all just very welcoming, and the atmosphere was very lovely. So I thought that was just a good mix of academic and actual personal living side of things. So I work as a radiotherapy research physicist at Cambridge University Hospitals. So I'm an NHS physicist. I'm pre-registration, but I'm certainly working towards state registration. So a bit about the role. I'm definitely behind the scenes supporting the radiotherapy service. So we do things such as testing the machines, planning radiotherapy treatments. And as a research physicist, I get a lot involved with the trials that we have going on. So I'm quite involved with management of the data of the patients that are involved with these trials. So that's quite a unique aspect of my role in comparison to other medical physics roles, particularly. So I think that's quite a big one for me, is the trial aspect, because this is like novel things that we're doing and we're testing out, and to be involved with that, I think is really great. It's the direct impact on patients. I think it's very fulfilling from that perspective, because you can sort of see and feel the direct impact that you're having. So for example, you plan a treatment, you know that someone's going to be treated using the plan that you've produced. So there's a very direct link between what you're doing and improving people's lives, which I think is quite a unique thing from a physics job perspective. I think I was very interested in MRI. So I got to do an aspect of it during my bachelor's project. So I got to basically put into practice the theory that we've been taught and essentially work from first principles to get to a point where I could produce an image. So I think that was just such an exciting and interesting thing for me to be able to do. And it really sort of cemented the understanding that I'd built over the course. So that was sort of a highlight for me. I think it was something that I was certainly most interested in at my time here. I mean, I think overall, it gave me sort of the practical and theoretical skills, but I was also able to develop sort of personal confidence, which was quite a big thing for me. So I think my time here sort of helped me just sort of grow as a person generally. So I was able to build both from a sort of academic side, but also from a personal side. It gave me sort of like interview skills. So I worked with the careers service to build those, because that was an area that I was especially worried about. So without that, I think it would have been much more difficult for me. So I'm really grateful for that specifically. But yeah, I think as a whole, it was sort of the combination of the two. So I think I mentioned the bachelor's project, but I also think just sort of the variety that I got from a medical physics perspective. You got across the whole spectrum of medical physics. You got the MRI, you got aspects of radiation safety, diagnostic, therapeutics. I think I already knew that I was interested in medical physics. I didn't necessarily know the full extent of it, and I think the course sort of showed me the full extent of it, which was really useful for me, because as I am now, I work in radiotherapy, and I would never have considered that before my time here. I was only thinking about MRI. So it sort of gave me a fuller idea of what medical physics is and what it can be. Definitely make the most of it. There's so many opportunities for things that you can do here, both academic and personal. For example, the sports. I was able to find an internship through the university here, which was just extremely useful, both from a personal development and an academic standpoint. There's just so many opportunities that are on your doorstep, but I think you should definitely go out and try and find, because if you don't ask, then you don't know if you could actually get something like that. So the internship, I knew that I wanted to get some work experience in medical physics. So my tutor was a medical physics lecturer. So I asked her if she had any links, and she referred me to the head of medical physics at Queen's Medical Centre. So I got in touch and we chatted a bit about what I was looking for, and we were able to set something up through there. And through the careers service here, I was also able to secure funding for this. So it ended up being a funded internship as well. And that's another case of if you don't ask, you don't know, because if I hadn't asked my tutor or hadn't pursued this, I never would have gotten this. So I was able to work with medical physicists in the Queen's Medical Centre just across the road on a project that was related to programming, so it was developing skills that I also wanted to look at and develop myself.